So I found some very important information in the Bible that I want to share with everyone today. When I say very important, I mean very important, some very eye-opening things that I should have known a long time ago. And it will change slightly something that I had believed for a long time. But before I get started, I want to give you an update on some world events. If you haven't figured it out by now, I believe Vladimir Putin's inauguration day was yesterday. So now he has a mandate to do whatever the hell he wants to do for the next 5 or 6 years, or however long his term is. Who knows how much damage he can do. Now, the second horn of the beast with two horns, that would be Patriarch Kirill, swore Vladimir Putin in at a grand ceremony, and according to the Tsarist liturgy, and for those of you who do not know, Tsar means Caesar. You have to make fatal and terrible decisions. Now, one could easily, I'm not saying it's true, but one could easily say fatal and terrible mistakes. I will continue. Together we will win, says Vladimir Putin. Russian President Vladimir Putin was sworn in for a new 6-year term as his country's president in a ceremony reminiscent of the days of the Romanov Tsars. Alright, this is his 5th term. Immediately after, and according to the Tsarist liturgy, Putin went to the Cathedral of the Annunciation, during which Patriarch, as they say, Kirill I, head of the Russian Orthodox Church, gave his blessing to Putin. Kirill's words to Putin that the head of state sometimes must make fatal and terrible decisions that contain victims made an impression. And immediately afterward, Patriarch Kirill compared Putin to Alexander Nevsky, the medieval ruler who defeated the Teutonic Knights, and prayed that he would remain in power until the end of the century. Delusion. Okay, delusion. So, I want to get straight to Numbers 24. Now, my mistake. Now, folks, unlike your paid preachers, I will immediately show you my mistake in the scriptures. Immediately. And I'll be upfront about it, and then I will show you what the truth is. So when I would read Yoel 3, why did this change? What's going on here? Alright, when I would read Yoel 3, down here, I mistakenly termed Pelesheth as these people here in Numbers 24, and destroy all the children of Sheth. But there's much deeper meaning in this word, in this name. So much deeper that I'm not even sure if I have gotten as deep as it really is yet. But let's go ahead and read this. This is a parable. All right, a proverb, a parable, Balaam's fourth oracle. Verse 15, and he took up his parable and said, Balaam, son of Beor, utters, and the man whose eyes are open says this, uttered which he heard the words of Ale, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, who saw the vision of Shaddai falling into a trance, having his eyes open. So when Balaam was telling this, he was not leaving any stone unturned. He was everything as it happened. It does not say, I shall see him, but not now. It says, I see, or I saw, and I beheld. That's what it says. There's no not in there. Okay, that was King James that added not for effect. Don't be fooled by King James Version. Near. So, I saw, I beheld, near, nearby, marching, darach means to tread or to march, marching a star out of Jacobi, or Jacob, a scepter, a staff, a rod of iron, shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite, shatter the borders, the corners, the boundaries of Moab. Okay. Moab, let's look at it. No, not city in Utah. Come on, stop this. All right. Can I get a bigger picture? Okay, so this was the kingdom of Israel. This was the kingdom of Yehudah at the time of the split. Across, what is this? Is this a body of water? Across the, I guess, the river is the kingdom of Moab, and up here the kingdom of Ammon. Okay? That would be, and we have Arameans over here, over here, and I don't know who the Nabatu is, and this would be Edom, down south area. Okay. So what we have here is Jordan and the, what do you call that? The folks of, that call themselves Palestinians on this side here, on the east side of the Jordan River. Okay? So just so we have context, so the borders of Jordan are going to be smitten Okay? Is what he's talking about. Now, destroy the borders of Moab. Now, here's the thing. One could make the argument, and would be correct. Destroy the children of Sheth is referring to this war against Moab. But it also talks about Edom, Seir, and all. Israel shall do valiantly, out of Jacob shall come he that has dominion, and destroy him that remains of the city. The word, I don't know why it's a definition, excitement. It's always towns or cities or fortification. Okay. Now, but let's look at this. Destroy all the children of Sheth. What exactly does Sheth mean? Well, in order to find out, first of all, we're going to go to Genesis when the name was first mentioned. Now, if it would be the children of Sheth, the son of Adam, since Noah came from Sheth, then we would all be destroyed. Well, that would make no sense. So let's look. Now, Adam knew his wife again. This is Genesis 4, verse 25. And she bore a son and called his name, not Seth, but Sheth, or Shaith. What does it mean? Can we find any... What? Substitute. Substitute? Substitute for what? Well, he was a substitute for Abel. Let's look at this. Let's be very careful about our studying here. And called his name Shaith, or substitute. Substitute for what? For Elohim has appointed me another seed instead of Abel. Habel. Substitute. So, who are these so-called substitutes that are going to be destroyed? Let me show you a little bit more. I found this, and I made a separate page or separate tab for this so I would not forget it or miss it. What are these X's? Make a mark. And what are these X's? What's that all about? To make a mark is the same word, folks. This is sheath. Hold on. So here's what I did. Sheth from sheath, which means substitute, a son of Adam. All right, substitute. So we look up from sheath to put or to set as a substitute. Now we scroll down here again. Let's look at this carefully. We saw something down here. A primitive root to place. I get a substitute in a very wide application. So we're not just talking about those who inserted themselves in the land of Israel as they are somehow replacements. Oh yes, that's a part of it. But if it's in a very wide application applied, that means those who also practice replacement theology, that Israel is somehow replaced by who? Well, it is Christians who practice replacement theology. Now, what in the world is going on here to appoint, array, bring, consider, lay up, let alone X? What's this X business doing here? Look, make a mark to put on. What mark? Well, this X. Now, in Middle Eastern languages, an X, a T, a cross is the same thing. In fact, so it is in Western languages. Let's give you an example here. That's an X, but it's a cross, right? Is a heraldic symbol in the form of a diagonal cross. So it's a cross, and therefore a mark. Let's see, Ash Wednesday, watch this here. It's the same thing as that. In fact, right here, here's your Catholic guide to ashes, right? Any and all of these are therefore a mark. The X mark that is written right here, the sons of Sheth. Or Sheth. They have a mark put on them, an X. And there is more proof. Look, let's go here. Revelation 16. Go there first. There's a bunch of them. The first great bowls of wrath, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying, to the seven messengers, go your way, pour out the vials of the wrath of Jehovah upon the earth. Not God, but Jehovah. The first went out and poured upon as vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men, which had the mark of the beast upon them. Oh, not upon them, it just says, and also worshipped that image. What image is associated with this mark that we just saw? This mark of the replacement theology people. Who is it that practices replacement theology? It is a Christian doctrine. Supersessionism, also called replacement theology, is the Christian doctrine that the Christian church has superseded the Jewish people, assuming their role as God's covenanted people. And who is it that wears that mark on their forehead? The mark that we just saw. Look, folks, I'm not making this up. It's right there for you to see. To put upon a mark. What is this X doing here? Why? What's it doing here? But it's talking about a mark. Supersessionists, the sons of Sheth. Supersessionists, folks. There is too much evidence to be ignored here. And I've done this video before. I've showed you all the religions that put the mark on their forehead and worship the graven image. Okay? So, all right. Got that. That's done. That is finished. That's finished. Make sure that I got all of it. This is going to be a short video, and it's very, very sweet to me because I've been vindicated, folks. You see, once again, as I just told you, when I'm wrong about something, I'll be the first one to tell you. And you just got information today that I doubt you're going to hear from anywhere else. Because when I do my studying, I'm looking for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth. And everything else is unacceptable. Everything else is unacceptable. And I strongly encourage that you do the same thing. Now, folks, you got to understand we're right on the cusp of destruction of the world. And yes, you're supposed to get food, stored away. How long is it going to be before the messengers start calling people to Israel? Is it going, once the bombs start dropping, is it going to be 24 hours? I don't know. Is it going to be a week? I don't know. Is it going to be a month? I don't know. But when you read Matityahu 25, you should already be prepared. I want to show you. Now, there are some of you who have your water filters, carbon water filters you pay a lot of money for and whatever, and that's all fine and good. But there's some of you out there who can't afford these crazy $200 filtration systems, okay? So I want to show you what I made to give some of y'all some ideas. Just give me a second here. Alright, so you have a little faucet attached to I guess what you would call, I don't know what this piece is called, but it slides into this coupling right here, okay? And then a short piece of 1.5-inch pipe, a union so that you can take this out and put a brown piece of Scotch-Brite in, put a little bit of gravel on top of the Scotch-Brite, slide this on, then you can dump some carbon granules in this section here. Now this is glued on, This section here is, I'm trying to get, hold on, 1.5 pipe, 1.5 PVC. This is a Y, I mean not a Y, but a reducer that goes from 3" to 1.5". And of course, this right here is 3" pipe that'll hold a 1/2 gallon of water. Now, you would need, like I say, a cut piece of Scotch-Brite that's round that'll fit down in the bottom. Put some washed gravel on top of it, maybe about 1 inch or 2. Then put your granulated activated carbon that you can get from Amazon. Fill it all the way up to right about, where is it? Right about this point right here. Okay? And you put a little more gravel on top of that to keep the carbon in place. And then you pour your water in. And you take a few gallons of water to drain it out, but you'll want to drip this. Once the water is clean, you'll want to turn it to the drip setting with the little faucet there, right here. And if you have a TDS meter, that's very, very helpful. And you will have the ability to have clean water and not cloudy and dirty water. Of course, you might want to find a way to sanitize the water, but you don't want to drink cloudy and dirty water, because even if the water is sanitized, it could have heavy metals in there that could make you sick. So, how much did this cost? Okay, the little faucet was about $2.50 Home Depot. And it all costed less than $50. Okay. Like I said, some of you live by yourself, and this will take care of 2 people, and cannot afford one of those expensive Berkey filters. All right, and you could have a 5-gallon bucket full of granulated activated charcoal for around $100. That'll last you for years and years. All right, not saying that you will need it for years and years, but I'm just saying this is just one more way to prepare yourself without breaking the bank. You don't have to go and spend all that money. I don't make a lot of money, and I don't spend a lot of money. So, just an idea for you. Anyway, I think I'm done with this video.